Hi, and welcome to Circle Time today. Sue, come on out here. Our friends are here. It's time for Circle Time. Sue, we're going to start with a Bible story, okay? Today, our Bible story comes from the book of Luke, Luke chapter 2, and it talks about when Jesus was a boy at the temple. So let me read a little bit of that. It says, "Now his parents went to Jerusalem every year at the feast of Passover, and when he was 12 years old, they went up according to custom." So Jesus went when he was 12 years old. You're going to hear that number in our lesson today. But it says that every year Jesus' parents went to Jerusalem. When he was 12, after the festival, he stayed behind to talk to the church leaders. The teachers were amazed at how much he knew about God. He knew because Jesus is God's son. That's how he knew. So that was a pretty cool story. Jesus was a boy, just like you're a child. Jesus was also a child at one time. He understands and he knows how it is to be a child. He was how old? 12 years old. We're going to hear that and count 12 in just a little bit. Sue, we're going to get started if you'll sit quietly on the carpet for circle time. Okay, let's start with our letter for today. Our letter for today is the letter E. E looks like this. Remember, for every letter in the alphabet, there are always two. There's a big letter and a little letter. We call the big letter uppercase and the little letter lowercase. I'm going to show you how to write the letter E. It looks like this. You start with a number 1, and then you just go 1, 2, 3 across. 1, 1, 2, 3. Or you can say it like this. 1, top, middle, bottom. Let's try to write that E on the handwriting house, okay? You can get these printables. I'll make sure that there is a link to be able to get those for yourself. So the handwriting house has an upstairs and a downstairs. The big grown-up letters, they can go upstairs and downstairs, but the little letters, they need to stay downstairs. So let's start with the big grown-up E, okay? So here we go. We're going to start with the number 1. And we're going to just fall straight down. And then we're going to go 1, 2, 3 across, okay? 1, 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3. 1, top, middle, bottom. So you can practice the uppercase E's today if you'd like. Now let me show you a little E, okay? A little E needs to stay downstairs, and here's what it looks like. You're going to go out like that and around, out and around. And when you're doing the around part, it really looks like a letter C, so that's not too hard. Let's try to write it, okay? So we're going to start downstairs. It's a little letter. We're going to go to the middle and come out, and then we're going to go up and around, out and around, out and around. Let me show you what I mean about it looking like a C. I'll do the around part in pink. See, it just looks like a C. So make sure you do the out and then come up and all the way around. That's your lowercase E. Okay, so let's talk about what E sounds like, okay? E is a pretty special letter because it's a vowel. Remember, there are 5 vowels, and they're special because every word must have a vowel. A is a vowel, and also E is a vowel. So I have a story to tell you about E. This is my friend Old Man E. Old Man E can't hear very well. When you speak to him, he's going to say this. Eh? What'd you say? Eh? Can you make that sound? Eh? 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 That's the sound that E makes. Let's do our chant, and we're going to use egg since that's what we're talking about today. E says eh, as in egg. E says eh, eh, eh. Let's say that again. E says eh, as in egg. E says eh, eh, eh. Okay, so let's look at a couple of sight words really quickly, okay? I want to see if you maybe remember the sight words that we worked on. These are the Dolch pre-K sight words. You don't have to do this part, but we'll practice it just in case you're learning them. We're going to learn a new one today. So let's see if you remember what we've learned so far in past videos. Okay, what's this word? This word is or a. Good job. What's this word? And. Can you say and? Good job. What's this word? Away. Away. What's this word? Big. This word is big. I have one more for us to learn today, and this word is blue. B-L-U-E spells blue. Can you say that, please? Blue. Let's make it come over here. What's this word? Blue. Let's bring it up from the bottom. Blue. Let's make it fall from the sky. What's this word? Blue. Good job. You'll be surprised how you begin to know what those are when you see them. Okay, so our letter is E, and we worked on our sight words. And if you want to decorate E today, let me show you. You can decorate E with some eggs. Just take an egg and roll it around in some paint, and then let it roll around on your paper, and it makes lots of really cool designs. Or you can take an egg and you can crush it after you've cracked it. Take the eggshells and crush it, and maybe glue some eggshells on here. That's another fun idea. Okay, so now let's talk about our number. Our number for today is the number 7. So let me show you what 7 looks like. You're going to go out. Actually, our number is 7. That's right. So we're going to go out and slide down. And these may be out of order for you because it depends on how you watch the videos. But you can still learn how to write number 7 with me today. So you're going to slide out and then slide down. This is the number 7, and we're going to count some eggs today, but we're going to count past 7. So let's see, I have some eggs here. They're colorful Easter eggs. Will you help me count? I'm going to use my egg carton here, so we can just add them into the egg carton. All right, so help me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's keep going, okay? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. How many eggs do I have here? I have 12 eggs. Did you know that 12 is a dozen? We call 12 a dozen. 12 eggs is a dozen. Can you say that? How many eggs do I have here? 12 or a dozen. Let's count them again. Will you help me, please? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 makes a dozen. Okay, so now it's time for us to talk about our shape for today. Our shape for today is a trapezoid. A trapezoid looks like a triangle, but it has no top. So let's draw one. You're going to start with a triangle. You're going to take off the top, and you're going to close it in. Poor trapezoid has no top. He used to be a triangle, but now he's not. He has no top. So that's the shape of a trapezoid. And we used popsicle sticks earlier to make one. Okay, so now we're going to talk about our color, and our color for today is the color brown. And I want to show you a brown egg. I've already cracked it, and we're going to look inside soon. But did you know that eggs can be brown? They can also be white. They can be brown with speckles. Eggs can be different colors, but today we're going to look at a brown egg, and that's our color for today. Can you help me spell brown? B-R-O-W-N, B-R-O-W-N, B-R-O-W-N. That's how you spell brown. Okay, now I want to talk about eggs if you don't mind. Let's go ahead and continue our learning with some egg learning. Let's learn about eggs. So let's start at the beginning. Let's start with an egg and see if we can learn the life cycle of a chicken. So a chicken starts off as an egg. Inside that egg, a baby chick is growing. The baby chick is getting bigger and bigger, and when the baby chick is really big and it's too crowded in that egg, it cracks out of there, and it's called a hatchling at this stage. When the baby chick is just a little bit older, we call it a chick. The next stage is an adult. This is when, if it's a girl chicken called a hen, it can lay eggs again and the whole thing starts all over again. This is the life cycle of a chicken. Let's look at what happens when a hen lays her eggs. Here we can see a girl chicken, also known as a hen, and she's sitting on top of her eggs. That's not a very comfortable pillow. She's actually doing this to keep them warm. She knows that those growing baby chicks inside need to be warm in order to grow. She sits on them. Inside, there's something yellow called the yolk. The baby chicks can eat the yolk for food. That's how they continue to grow inside the eggs. When they're big enough and they've eaten all that food inside, it's time to crack out of there. They use their pointed beak to tap on the egg and to crack, crack, crack until they've hatched out of the egg. It takes about 21 days for the chick to grow big enough to break through its shell and hatch. You can see here lots of baby chicks running around with their mama. Baby chicks are furry and fluffy and so soft. They use those same sharp beaks to peck at the ground and find food that's good for them. A girl chicken is called a hen. We've talked about that. But did you know that a boy chicken is called a rooster? I'm going to circle the rooster for you. This is the boy chicken. He's known as a rooster. Okay, let's take a look at what's inside an egg, okay? Of course, the outside of the egg is the shell, but inside there's a very thin layer or lining all the way around on the inside of the egg. This is called a membrane. The ooey gooey clear, and if you cook it, it's white stuff that's inside is called the egg white. Then there's that yellow circular part, and that's called the yolk. And remember, that's the part that feeds the baby chick inside the egg. Then there's something else that's really cool inside. There's a pocket of air. This is how the baby chick breathes inside the egg because it has a little air pocket inside. Well, would you like to take a look inside an egg? I thought you might. So I have one already cracked and ready to look at. So here we see the ooey gooey stuff inside. That's called the egg white. Then the yellow part, remember? That's the food for the baby chick. That's called the yolk. But let's take a look at these eggshells, okay? So this is, if I'm very careful, I can show you the membrane. All right, so let's very carefully peel away the eggshell and see if we can see the membrane. Look at that. Do you see that little thin layer? It's kind of soft. That's the membrane. It goes all around inside of the egg like a lining. Okay, now let's look inside the other half of the egg because I think there's something interesting for us to see. It's that little pocket of air. Look at that air pocket. Do you see it? It's almost like a little balloon in there. That's how the baby chick breathes. I'll poke it again so you can see. Do you see that air? That's the air pocket on the inside. Now, the egg that I cracked didn't have a baby chicken that did it. That's because it's a grocery store egg. When you go to the farm, some of those eggs may be ready to have chickens inside, but the ones at the grocery store don't have chicks inside, so don't worry. The ones at the grocery store are okay. And if you crack one open to see what's inside, make sure you wash your hands really well afterwards. I'm going to go wash my hands as soon as class is over, okay? Let's get Sue to come out and let's see if she enjoyed learning about chickens and eggs today. Come on out, Sue, and tell us, did you have fun today? It was fun to look inside an egg. We also talked about letter E, which makes what sound? Eh, eh, eh. We counted eggs and we learned that 12 eggs equals a dozen. We talked about the trapezoid and the color brown. We even looked at and cracked open a brown egg. I hope you had a great time and I hope you come back tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone.